Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Let's Play of Pokémon Sleep. Now this is a recording because it is the first day of a new week and I had done a lot of overstacking, so I was curious to just record it and then do some sort of voiceover. Now we will have a live session in this video. I have a nap coming up. As far as I can tell, the sleep style discovery week is affecting both main sessions and nap sessions. So depending on where you are in the game, it can actually make sense to do some naps this week. Now correct me in the comments if that somehow is wrong. I really try to read through every single little thing in the news post. Usually when there are events, the event bonuses only affect the first session of the day. But I really could not find it, and so I'm just going to operate on the assumption that that observation is correct. You can do naps. So obviously this is the last session from last week, and I didn't find a single target here with the exception of the Chikorita, if I remember correctly, and it was not too happy with me, so I was unable to secure it. And so we can bring up Chikorita just in the widget to have something to look at while we are clicking through. Now, the primary account, I had almost 800 berries from relatively little overstacking, so that was pretty great. And overall, I'm almost wondering if a strategy here on the free-to-play is to just do overstacking at all times and pop it every Monday and just have that as a thing. And maybe I won't even have to pop it on Monday depending on what kind of targets I'm looking for, because when I do the nap, I'm guaranteed 3 Pokemon either way, and they will be slumbering. And so at that point, it's just whether or not I should, pop that Monday, because then all sessions for the whole week benefit from it. And so if I'm not mistaken here, I did get the Chikorita. It was a mega hit, but this is a mega fail because this Chikorita is trash. It's really, really bad. So we can see that the sleep biscuits, Poke Biscuits, my storage is going down. I found too many targets too quickly, which I'm not opposed to. As fast as I can, find my targets and eventually have a team of long-term Pokemon that I can actually put resources into. The faster that happens, the better. And so yeah, the best candy here was the Chikorita candy, which was sent out to all of you who are on my friend list. Now I can actually mention, and we will take a look at my friend list in this video. Be aware, if you're interested in being on the friend list on this free-to-play, I only got a few spots left. Okay, so this Chikorita has got inventory, ingredient finding, and ingredient finding down, main skill chance up, so it's not horrible, but I'm looking for berry finding, and so by that standard, not usable, straight in the bin. Now, 7 spots left on the friend list, and the friend code is in the Discord, so you can find that linked in the video description. It is for YouTube members of the channel, and we could go back here to the recording. 10% now at Cyan Beach, which is pretty nice. And I think after this recording, I only have 1 sleep style left until I reach a new goal, which should mean higher area bonus, roof. I think potentially unlocking Snowdrop, so I can stay at Cyan Beach for even longer without having to worry about it. And all of a sudden I was like gonna click on the screen here, but no. Yeah, I should probably have been a little bit more careful with that Saturday and Sunday morning in terms of the duration, because it now cost me 2 or 3 candy. So I'll have to keep that in mind for future weeks. And so, yeah, this Snorlax, pretty decent. Got salads, although the berries are fixed. I don't care about cooking, so for the most part, it's just hanging out here at Cyan Beach until I find all my targets and can move directly over to Lapis Lakeside. Now the order of the collection here is important. It saves me a little bit of time just clicking Suicune first, and then because I wanted to do some healing from the Jigglypuff, potentially, I decided to cook the meal right after Suicune. Now, I could have cooked after also collecting the Feraligatr and the Totodile and Croconaw. Now keep that in mind for next time, because then I could have cooked a bigger meal. Although I don't really get enough ingredients throughout the day to really fill up my cooking pot anyway, so we'll see when I cook my dinner now after this recording that I will have a not full pot, most likely. So somehow the Jigglypuff had 2 skills banked overnight. That is actually pretty impressive because the Jigglypuff does not have a whole lot of inventory. If we have a look at the base rate on the Jigglypuff, I think it's like 9. Yup. So this Jigglypuff has 14 inventory right now. And within those 14, with a 4.3% skill rate, it managed to bank 2 skills overnight, which is pretty nice. And so you can see 300 berries from all that overstacking. It's a lot of berries. I don't remember, I probably collected the free gift already. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, I mean, something happened. We can see there is 1 sleep style remaining until the next goal. Just check this one real quick to get off that notifications. I tend to just click on everything. I don't want the whole notifications, red dots and all that stuff, and so that gave me a lot of trouble when trying to overstack on my primary account because I kept collecting the Ninetales and I was like, oops, that was a lot of berries. Why is that? Oh yeah, I'm overstacking, so yeah. This is one of the first days in a while where my Pokemon have been fully healed in the morning, which is nice. It's been a while. And the reason is I'm doing all these naps and I can't really get back up there with my current healer, but for the most part, I'm not too concerned. I think at the level where I'm at now, I'm able to get enough encounters of the Pokemon that I am targeting to where I'm not wasting my bonus biscuit. That would be a concern of mine if I didn't have a very suited team for Cyan Beach, because my targets here on this free-to-play is very, very narrow. I've talked about this at length in other episodes, but we can repeat it. It is Totodile, Igglybuff, Chikorita, Spheal, and now more recently also Mankey, just because I think I will go from Cyan Beach directly to Lapis Lakeside and just build a very, very focused team overall with very limited Pokemon to hunt. And so I really need to have a lot of encounters to make sure I can put that bonus biscuit to work. And then aside from those primary targets, any other berry specialist I can always go for. I have considered trying to piece together a long-term cooking strategy for this account, although I think it's a little bit premature. At some point in time, I may even consider doing some ABC or ABA ingredient lists and see if I can narrow down maybe 3 to 4 species that I can use and cook decent meals across the 3 dish types. And so that will be a bit of a challenge, but I think sometime in the near future, I should really sit down and make that cooking series that I talked a lot about before the summer even. I just did not have the proper knowledge and skill in the game yet, I think, to really cover it properly, which was why I just put it off. Okay, seems like my bag has more ingredients than the whole pot here, so that was definitely a mistake that I did earlier here in that recording. Now we're playing live and we're gonna hop into the nap session right after I give my Pokemon some more energy. Okay, we got the fancy apple salad. Was that a first time cooked? Might have been. In which case, more diamonds. Actually, on my primary account this week, I've been trying to just piece together whatever Pokemon I can to cook those final curries. Yeah, that was a new meal. Because there's actually a decent chunk of, I think it's like 4 or 5 dishes that I've never cooked. And I have a very solid primary account, so I might as well just get those done. And it also makes it a lot easier to have that overview whenever you click the pot and see what you can make, and you can sort by strength or dish size and all that. So yeah, let's hop into this nap session and see what we can do. Now, I teased the friend list. We are going to do a deep dive here later today, which is later after this nap session. And Alinite, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Welcome to the friend list. And there you can see 44 out of 50. This is getting full very quickly. So maybe even by the time you watch this, that list is full. But yeah, either way, let's hop into this nap session. I'm hoping for Totodile, obviously. Although now with the recent Igglybuff video that I put out, I think that was yesterday, I am interested in finding more Igglybuff because there's a solid chance of helping bonus, sleep EXP, berry finding, skill level up M. Like, Igglybuff is in a good spot right now. So basically 4 out of 7 Igglybuff have preferred gold skills on them. And at that point, I just want that skill trigger S/M and the main skill chance up. It's still quite rare, you know, the right nature is roughly 1 in 6. And that makes the Igglybuff 1 in 12, having one of those 4 gold skills and the nature. And then I have no idea what the roll is on the other sub skills, but I can imagine I probably have to multiply that by 3 or 4. So we're looking at like a 1 in 50 Igglybuff. Probably won't hunt Igglybuff that long, but something like the dream roll would be nice. Okay, I see a Mankey over there, I think. That makes no sense. It does make sense because this is the Sleep Style Discovery Week. That's great. Then for sure there will be at least one Pokemon here I can put that bonus biscuit to work on. I actually have a Mono Beans Quaxley already, although I think long term, if I am to go for an ingredient specialist in Quaxley, Quaquaval is really strong. It would probably have to be the A-B ingredient list for that long-term ninja salad. Yo, Diglett. Not bad. That was that one sleep style I needed to upgrade my cooking pot, unlock Snowdrop Tundra, I think. We just have to see what those rewards are once this nap is over. It'll be interesting to see if I can claim this Mankey. I had a whole Mankey business experience 2 days ago, and I don't remember where I left off the Mankeys. So overall, the candy here for sure for the friend list is going to be Quaxley. And then we just have to look at this Mankey, where it is at. Not hungry and not even started. So I'm just going to use the bonus biscuit here right off the bat. And hopefully it's not going to leave me off at one point. Because basically there's nothing else here I really want. Not looking for a Diglett, not Bellsprout. Maybe the Quaxley, but there is a solid Pokemon in the Mankey here to catch. So let's just cross our fingers and hope that it is still hungry after this second biscuit. It is. Nice. Wow, I've had some serious Mankey luck recently. I don't mind. So let's see what this Mankey is all about. 72 biscuits. Actually, we're getting pretty close to October, so that is probably why, on average, this is pretty far down again. And yes, Quaxley is the best candy to send for the friend list. And we got some more Dream Shards, Research EXP. First day of the week, this is a nap on a Monday. Always super small. Okay, what is this Mankey all about? We got a neutral nature in the docile, level 10, so we don't have berry finding in that first slot. Double mushrooms, inventory, ingredient finder, skill trigger, another ingredient finder. Wow, that is really not usable. at all. There is nothing here. Neutral nature, ingredient finders, skill triggers, inventory, more inventory. All right, I'm glad we had all those bad rolls all in one. So hopefully in the next Pokemon, we find something better. Okay, I promised you guys to do a deep dive on the friend list again, and I do look forward to that. But before we do, let's have a look at this. No, it is not a new area. It is just Diamonds, Thunderstone, and a Candy M, which I don't mind. That is good stuff right here. 110 sleep styles. That means I should probably hit 100 and... what is that? 50 for the next target? Let's see what the next target is. It should show us real soon. And Professor Neroli. Well, look at this. Great job. You got 110 sleep styles. Diligent work. Thunderstone. I guess that Thunderstone is probably pretty nice for those of you who found a good Pikachu right off the bat. My Pikachu was not bad, but overall, yeah, 150. And at the 150 mark, we do get Snowdrop Tundra, which means I get to prolong my stay here at Cyan Beach without having to worry about wasting my area bonus. Hey, nice heal from the Jigglypuff. Not a skill trigger from the Suicune. And then, yeah, we get Snowdrop Tundra, 100 diamonds, more candy, tickets. Actually, I'm curious, where are we at in terms of diamonds? So far, I spent 400 diamonds on an Ultra Biscuit. That was probably a bad spend overall. Wouldn't recommend that. I was just desperate to get that Suicune and fast. And I also did not anticipate finding 2 hungry Suicune back to back. You guys remember that? That was some wild 1 in 81 chance of happening, and I was quite surprised. But either way, the diamond spend so far has been those 400 diamonds on that one Ultra Biscuit, and to upgrade the items bag. Aside from that, I haven't spent a single diamond on anything. And so right now we can see we have close to 200 items. I like to have a little bit of a gap there. Got a main skill seed, a bunch of biscuits, and some evolutionary stones, and an extra Suicune incense. Now these dream clusters I'm going to hold on to until I hit max rank or become desperate, because I do anticipate some more events coming up to where I'll rank up pretty fast, and at that point those clusters here are going to be worth way more in the future. And right now, as is, I have a decent chunk of dream shards. We can even see that the cooking pot here can be upgraded, which I will do. Got it to 30. We can get it to 33, and that's it. And then let's see, what is the next dream shard cost of? It doesn't say, and I don't want to look it up. So we'll see that later in the week as I hit 150. I think that will happen this week just because this water type team here at Cyan Beach is pretty strong, and I'm going to do naps every day, so we'll just see where we're at. The current amount of dream shards is 50,000, and then I can reveal that I'm getting close to hitting those 2 final achievements on the total number of berries gathered. And so magically, all of a sudden, I have another 100,000 dream shards. And at this point in time, like, look at this. There's basically no change when I put the candies in here in the dream shard volume. Like, I cry a little bit inside when I try to level up my primary account Pokemon, but not here. So I'm actually going to put all the candy I can into the Suicune. I want to get the Suicune to level 50 as soon as possible, and getting that research rank up for that is important, because you can see the inventory L is waiting for me, and inventory on the Suicune is ridiculously important. I have done a lot of testing with my Entei on my primary account, and having inventory L is super underrated. Like, I feel like the game developers really understand their game really, really well, and that was actually one of the things that I wanted to showcase by using this base Suicune, because I think a lot of people have a very high expectation as for what they should find, and legendary Pokemon are expensive, they're rare, they're supposed to be, and they are strong even as the base form. So the only thing I did here was I put 1 sub-skill seed into it and 3 main skill seeds. Even for free-to-play players, if you've really held your seeds, that is possible. You can invest in a legendary and a healer and come out pretty well. You just don't get to choose a lot of legendaries and a lot of skill specialists, but I think 1 or 2 or 3 long-term skill specialists that you decide on using is a good idea. And the fact that I could get this Suicune this early in the playthrough is pretty huge. Had I started today, after the Suicune event happened, I don't know how I would go about that. Maybe I'd get one of the Master Biscuits, tuck it away, and just hope and pray that I would come across either one of the legendary dogs at some point, catch that as the base form and do the exact same thing, just a little bit delayed, and hold on to the seeds. And yeah, maybe I'll do another free-to-play series in a year and we have 3 parallel playthroughs. I don't know, that'd be kind of crazy. So level 31 here on the Suicune. Got way more dream shards than I need, and you can see that I've started to rack up a decent chunk of Wigglytuff candies. I'm not going to use them because this is not a long-term Wigglytuff. It's skill level up M, which is great, but as I've explained in the start of this video, the odds now for me to find a preferable first sub-skill is 1 in 4. I don't mind Sleepy XP. I would be very happy with helping bonus or berry finding, and the skill level up M is a great potential too. Now the easiest route would probably be main skill level up M, and then either skill trigger M or main skill chance up nature and just call it a day. Although I find the healer overall to be so strong, and there's a lot of Jigglypuff candy floating around. Compared to Gardevoir, it's like everywhere. So that is something I'm thinking a little bit about as the resource drought is going to happen here in the free-to-play at some point. And so I'm hoping that I can find a strong Igglybuff and that I can settle on Igglybuff as my long-term healer. Although it just kind of depends. Like if I find a really strong short-term one, I'll just use that to zoom me to Lapis Lakeside and really hunt hard for the Ralts. But yeah, this is what is kind of interesting with Pokemon Sleep to me. It is such a strange experience. Like there is real rarity in the game. You don't know what you're going to get. You have to manage your resources at all times. And there are so many different random rolls going on to where you cannot predict what your collection will look like ahead of time. Even if you have such a narrow strategy as me, where I go for like 5 berry specialists and a healer, super narrow. I don't know what kind of Totodile I'll get. Maybe I'll get a random Meganium that's just super cracked to the point I may not even hunt that many Totodiles. You never know. Or like on the off chance that I mega hit some random ingredient Pokemon with a, you know, bonus biscuit that I didn't need anyway, and that turns out to have cracked stats, that would like, you have to just like follow along and adjust, and it's a lot of fun. Very long-term, patient, slow game, and you build a collection of these Pokemon. So very fond of this game. I'm very happy with the way the game developers are progressing the various content updates and the way they respond to various feature requests, and it's just a very cared for game. Now, some people may have a gripe with the microtransactions, and that is one of the main goals that I'm trying to solve here with the free-to-play series. How good of an experience can you have without spending a single cent on the game? Overall, I would say The best experience is probably by having the premium pass. You get a lot of benefits. You don't have to buy diamonds. That's just a monthly thing. You support the game developers and overall help sustain the life of this server side service. So let's take a look at the research community now, shall we? It's been a while, and one of the things that I find interesting with this friend list right here, and one of the reasons why it's not just to make you pay for the thingy and join my Discord, it's because those of you who are on this list are actually watching these videos, and that is something that I care about more than anything, because that means that when I showcase Jess here on the big screen, it's not just some random person who's actually not interested in that screen time or discussion at all. But yeah, Jess, member in the nirtheart Discord, talk on a daily basis in all the chats, and it's a lot of fun. And then it's a comment on this video and all that stuff, and it helps foster a little bit of community. And that is something that is one of the hallmarks of great content and good experience with any hobby. So let's talk about Jess's Pokemon. Top Billy Aspeon, pretty huge. Love the Eevee candy, thank you very much. At some point in the future, I will invest in an evolution even on this free-to-play, but it's a little bit down the road. It's probably gonna be the third skill specialist I decide on. I'll just have to think about it long term, because obviously healer is number 2, because Suicune is number 1, and then after that, no idea. But evolutions seem to be a good idea because there's a lot of candy floating around. There are a lot of evolutions to ponder, and when you catch a lot of Eevees, then you have a bigger chance of finding an Eevee that works for at least one of those 8 evolutions. So I like the Entei, Typhlosion, Ninetales, Charizard setup here with a Vaporeon. Since this is Monday, I am assuming maybe you've done some overstacking for Taupe Hollow now for this research discovery week. That's what makes sense to me anyway, and maybe you're trying to stack up on some ingredients at the same time with that Vaporeon, so good strategy right there. And then we have the Ginger with a shiny Swalot profile picture. Nice. Got a Larvitar. This gotta be a full-on overstack, sneaky snacking type deal. I like it. So you're 2 at Taupe Hollow. I think most people are probably going Taupe Hollow. Now, surprisingly, I am also going to Taupe Hollow, despite the fact I maxed out my area bonus on my primary account like way back. Taupe Hollow overall secretly is my favorite area in Pokemon Sleep. Now I know a lot of you guys know me for Snowdrop Tundra and my Delibird hunt, but actually if I could spend time anywhere on any map, it's Taupe Hollow, which is all the more exciting for me as I found that Typhlosion and the 2 Ninetales and the Quilava and the Entei. Because long term, I'm probably going to spend a lot of time at Taupe Hollow. Just like the atmosphere, the music, the Pokemon and everything. So yeah. The thing there too is at Taupe Hollow, let's have a look at Persimmon. Kimber, if I remember correctly, in the Discord. But yeah, I spent a considerable amount of time at Taupe Hollow early on to where I didn't have the highest Drowsy power at that time, even though my area bonus now is max and have been max for a while. I don't have a good record. I haven't spent that much time at high Drowsy power on my primary account, so that's kind of why I need to go back, because there's a lot of stuff missing and I want an Onyx and maybe a Fuecoco. Okay, Persimmon's got 2 Dedenne. They have very low RP though, so I don't know exactly what this strategy is all about. Overall, I would say you probably want to use a skill specialist that has a high main skill level. I did try the Dedenne strategy running 3. You're probably giving away too much strength from just having different Pokemon, like a berry specialist or some other skill specialist with a higher level on it. And so, yeah. I ended up just long-term deciding on a single Dedenne, dumped a whole lot of seeds into it. I don't know if that is for everyone, but If you're into the cooking side of the game, the Dene can be huge because it's on par with Ampharos, except for the fact that all the strength that you gain from the Dene goes through the dishes, through the cooking system. So you help level up your dishes in the cooking system as you're getting that comparable strength to Ampharos. It also will scale nicely, presumably, as cooking have bigger and bigger dishes and bigger dish bonus and all that stuff. So just something to think about. I like the Dedenne. All right, next member here, Brosidon with the Delibird. Don't know if I'll get a Delibird here on the free-to-play, but I do appreciate the candy either way. It is one of the best candies to send out to the friend list. It's a treat every time. Yo, you got a level 50 Onyx, 2 Typhlosion, 9-tails, and a Gardevoir. Big jelly right there. Velocity Raptor 22. At Lapis with Gigachu, the shiny Gardevoir, the cracked Gengar that we talked about in the Pokemon review, Typhlosion and Golem. Good stuff right there. Got Sleepy Roam. What are you up to? Rank 60 with a shiny Walrein. Whoa, that's a high RP Raichu. That's gotta be main skill level 6 or 7. Meganium. Wow, just all the best berry specialists. If you and the Gardevoir, if you want to just have a screenshot of the metagame in Pokemon Sleep right here, just take a screenshot. You have the shiny Walrein rank 60 profile picture. You have Gardevoir dabbing in the sleep. You have Feraligatr, Raichu, Meganium. This is ridiculous. This is funny, man. I'm going to save that for myself. Okay, we got Sanja with the Dedenne having a leaf on its head. We got Woo, High RP, Vaporeon, and Wigglytuff. I like the Wigglytuffs. Man, have I shown you guys my Pokemon card? Maybe a while back. I'll bring it out again. I have a PSA 10 Light Wigglytuff from Neo Destiny, I believe. It's not hollow, but it's a very nice card. And it seems to be the prologue to the Mystery Dungeon series. It's a Wigglytuff talking to a Caterpie. So if you're into Pokemon lore, then you know what's up. Yo, you have a shiny Magnezone, Dockster. The Gardevoir, very high. Yo, you're into the skill specialists. These either have skill level up M across the board, or a lot of these don't have maxed out main skill levels. You slept overnight with these, then presumably the whole strategy there is your bag is full of stuff already. You don't want to get all that berry sneaky snacking overnight wasted, so you just do the overnight thing, bank some skills, wake up, cook a huge dish in the morning. That seems like what's going on here to me, since Flareon, Glaceon, and Magnezone are pot expanders. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more, and then we have to round out this long video. Okay, Chip. We got the shiny Dugtrio profile picture with a Quaxwell. Quaxwell is actually viable, which is kind of funny. Got another Wigglytuff healer. Got 2 Supreme Berry Specialists and a Meganium and the Typhlosion. Gengar is one of the best ingredient specialists still, after all the power creep. And Dugtrio is always a nice treat to see. It's probably got double leaks if it's level 58, I bet. Jake, what's up with you? Hey, the Beware. I think overall Beware is probably one of those Pokemon I will go for here on the free-to-play eventually. Just because how strong that green grass corn is, unless somehow that gets power crept. Shiny Typhlosion, Jolteon, Gallade, and Sylveon and Marowak. Is this some sort of overstacking stuff right here? Pretty interesting either way. And that was the 2 final profiles for today. So you can subscribe to the channel if you find this type of content enjoyable. Ooh, let's do the whole New Year's Eve. Big thumbs up for the content. And if you're super interested and this content overall, you can consider becoming a YouTube member to get access to my Discord channel. And it is $2 for lifetime access in your local currency. So I live in Norway, that's 19 kroner. And it is lifetime access to the Discord, as long as you follow the rules. So just call to action here at the end. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you around in another video.